Welcome to my training videos on how to play violin and understanding concepts of the violin. Today we're going to cover an important concept of what is intonation. So you might have heard this word before and wondered, what does that mean? Intonation is a kind of a fancy word for what is playing in tune or note pitch. So if you don't ever care about where you're putting your fingers or how you're sounding on the violin, you have really bad intonation. If you put your fingers in exactly the right spots where exactly they're supposed to go, you have really good intonation. All that deals with where you're putting the fingers, and being that it's a fretless instrument, violin, it makes it that much harder to be good in tune and have good intonation. So one thing is learning how to play the violin from the beginning, understanding this concept is very, very important. If you have like a second finger that you have to put down, you kind of just put it wherever, you're going to start building bad intonation habits. So the biggest thing to understand with intonation is half steps and whole steps. Just like on a piano, you have either a white key to a white key or a white key to a black key. Understanding that on the violin is vital. So from a white to a white key on the piano is basically a whole step, which is this far away from each other in first position. It's about a little less than an inch. So that's a whole step. Now, wherever you're playing on the violin, if you have a whole step in first position, it should always be the same. 1 to 2, or maybe from here to here. See how they're always the same space. So from here to here, that's a whole step. Now a half step is basically the opposite, is where they're overlapping, they're on top of each other. So a half step, like from here to here, see how close those are? Or from here to here, that's a half step. So the more you can put these fingers exactly that far away when it's a whole step and exactly that close when it's a half step, the better your intonation is going to be. And that's very, very important. When someone hears you play the violin and they're like, he's not, doesn't sound that great, most likely it's because they're hearing that you're out of tune and your intonation's off. And they don't know what it is that sounds bad, but it's that they're noticing, but they don't know what it is. So practice scales. Scale is a big part of intonation, understanding where those half steps and whole steps are. And to learn more about how to play the violin and understanding all this stuff with the finger placements, visit my website at violintutorpro.com.